Hoth is a location from Star Wars classified as an ice planet because of a surface covered almost entirely with glaciers and ice plains, as well as temperatures that rarely rose above freezing, with the nighttime temperatures at Echo Base even hitting -76 Fahrenheit or -60 Celsius. This raises the question, would it be scientifically possible to survive a single day on Hoth without any protection? Today I'll be exploring this scenario and how deadly the wildlife and landscape would affect our outcome. So what are the temperatures of Hoth, and what are the lowest temperatures humans can possibly survive at with and without protective clothing? Well, humans have a standard internal body heat of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, and when temperatures start getting dangerously low, like below zero, that's when we start to see our internal body temperature going down, which is what ends up killing you. When it drops below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, you will develop deadly hypothermia, not the same as hyperthermia, which is excessively high temperatures. No, hypothermia is when your internal body temperature is lowering faster than your body can produce new heat. At 91 degrees Fahrenheit, you could suffer from amnesia. At 82 degrees Fahrenheit, you could lose consciousness, which is an important sign of near death. Then, at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, is where you most likely die, although this skier in 1999 managed to survive an internal body temperature of 56.7 degrees Fahrenheit after she fell into a stream underneath the ice near Narkiv, Norway, and was submerged for 80 minutes. She was clinically dead for 2 hours and in a coma for 10 days before waking up paralyzed from the neck down and then eventually making a full recovery. When your internal body temperature is at 70 degrees Fahrenheit and below, the water in your body's cells actually freeze and creates crystals, which expand in them and end up causing complete organ failure, which is how irreversible hypothermia occurs. It is theoretically possible to survive at -76 degrees Fahrenheit or -60 degrees Celsius, with Oymyakon in Russia being a whole town that can get down to -49 degrees Fahrenheit or -45 degrees Celsius. However, at -76 degrees Fahrenheit, let's say rather than having insulated boots, heavy pants and jackets, fluffy thick hoods, and even heated gloves, and say you were just wearing Luke's farm outfit from A New Hope, you wouldn't live very long and would soon die from the unprotected nature of your exposure to this horrific cold. Now, what temperatures would Hoth get to on average and in the extremities to give us a better idea of what we are working with here? According to Wikipedia, the average planetary temperature was -77.8 degrees Fahrenheit or -61 degrees Celsius, so just below that lowest survivable temperature we looked at earlier. At Echo Base, specifically located near the equator on the North Hemisphere, daytime temperatures could reach -25.6 degrees Fahrenheit or -32 degrees Celsius, but at night could hit -76 degrees Fahrenheit or -60 degrees Celsius. This means if you were just on an average area of Hoth during the day or the equator at night, if you had very heavily insulated clothes, you should be able to survive from at least a sunrise to a sunset, so probably 12 hours before experiencing significant fatal side effects. If you were wearing Luke's farmer outfit from Tatooine, which I'm flaming way too much, you would die within minutes to an hour, most likely with your skin turning blue and purple, followed by organ failure from the freezing of the water in the body's cells. Now, how insulated really were the garb of Luke Skywalker and especially Han Solo? Well, the vast majority of rebels at Hoth wore parkas, which allowed for operation and inspection around the planet, while Luke had a lighter one with minimal fluff. Hans, however, has goggles as well, protected around the head, and also appears to have extra padding hidden within the coat, which would have allowed him sufficient protection. I'd argue that while Han is probably set for the night at Echo Base, and so would you be as long as you're conserving your energy, if it wasn't for that Tauntaun, Luke wouldn't have ever met Yoda in the living realm. Which means the real answer to our question, how long could you survive on Hoth, could be half a day, with insulated clothes and little to no time at all, without anything useful on.
Did I miss something? Hold on. What is that? Oops. R2.
But when we include the Tauntaun, how does this change how long you could make it? Well, this video from the channel Nate Sanner, titled How Long Could You Survive in a Tauntaun? Well, so a 2-inch package of food freezes at 0 degrees in 2 hours or less. If a Tauntaun is 3 feet, which makes it 36 inches, then that would mean it would take 18 hours for its body to freeze, but considering how much colder Hoth is than 0 degrees, it would most likely be shrunk down to a few hours, if even that. The idea of this scene was of course to show the heat from the Tauntaun's recently deceased body, saving Luke here, similar to what the natives of the Great Plains did with bison in the real world. But even with that, some believe that once the Tauntaun is dead, why would it be generating any more heat now if it's dead now too? But it still would give some heat and wouldn't instantly freeze solid in a matter of seconds based on what we've researched before. We already briefly looked at this, but the coldest places on Earth are Oymyakon, Russia, which is the coldest inhabited spot and has about 500 people, with the temperatures again dropping to about -50 degrees Fahrenheit. And then there's also Antarctica with the absurd recorded temperature of -128.2 degrees Fahrenheit or -89 Celsius, which is way above that of Hoth at nighttime somehow. But then again, that's just for the equator at Echo Base. It gets much more extreme towards the poles away from the equator of the ice planet. It wasn't uncommon to see snowstorms and blizzards here, and the planet's surface was made of ice plains and glaciers. Also, if you thought the temps and treks were already enough to ensure an unprepared Jedi a quick trip to becoming a Force ghost, there were also of course Tauntauns, which were more or less harmless and used as rides for the rebel soldiers on Hoth. Also terrifying predatory wampas, which could actually camouflage in their snowy environments, making them nearly impossible to see with their white fur. Also, many don't know this, but other species like Hoth hogs and giant Tauntauns, which were 15 feet long and feasted on plants, and the smaller Hoth hogs, with their only predators being wampas. But anyway, that's it for this video. You can subscribe if you want to. Also check out the merch drop, as the new fall drop is this very week, so you don't want to miss that. We got some new pants, sweatpants, and hoodies and stuff like that. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you had any questions about this video, or if you have any video suggestions, or just want to tell me how you've been, I guess. I upload normal videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I also post shorts every single day. But yeah, see ya.